Hello, everybody. Hi, happy Monday. Fitz here. I'll wait a few moments. The awkward time once you go live for people to join you. And I love it when people join me. I am live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And I got something under my eye. So I want to talk about filthy fun today, which I'm a big fan of filthiness. In fact, my mother used to call me and kind of still does call me her dirty Irish kid. And so if that gives you a little clue as to who I am and what I do, filthy is kind of in my genetics, I guess. I guess the Irish dirty people, I suppose, working in the fields. I like to be dirty in that regard. So anywho, today I want to talk to you guys about doing obstacle course races. Hi, Jordan. Look, I'm getting people say hello. Hello, Jordan. And we got Joe Raymond, regular who can do them. Yeah, regular people can do obstacle course races. I'm great, Jordan. Hi, Andrew. Oh, look, everybody's joining in. So nice to see you all. But yeah, I want to talk about obstacle course races. And I just participated in, or I raced. I didn't just participate. I raced Spartan 2 weekends ago, and I had so much freaking fun. And this is the thing. There's a lot of uber fits, CrossFit types out on the course at a Spartan or a Mud Girl or a Savage race. However, there's all these regular Joes and Janes, just super regular people. Tough Mudder, another great brand in obstacle course racing. But I had so much fun. And, you know, when it comes to fitness, too many people are forgetting the fun aspect and they think I have to run, or have to lift, or whatever. Obstacle course racing is just a damn good time. It's a damn good time that can be had by people of all ages, all genders and races and religions and fitness levels. And that's really where I want to go here, is because, you know, I had too much fun not to share. And I want to tell you all about my race experience. And hi, Robert. So when I talk about regular people, this is where I want you to find someone you identify with. And quite often through my history, people will say, well, Fitz, you're a fitness expert. You're different than me. And to be honest with you, I'm no different than anybody else. I used to be 40 something pounds heavier in my teens. And, you know, I've always loved sports, but I was never fitness beast. And then I was a fitness beast. And of course I would go do a Spartan race. But here's the thing. Then I became a cancer patient, a sick, weak, underweight, kind of gray, bald cancer patient. And on the way back, my first race, so I finished chemo May 10th of 2020. My first race back was a Spartan obstacle course race in Jacksonville, Florida it was like June 11th. So literally 1 month after finishing chemo, I went out there. And this is why I was able to go do that, is because I understood that I would fit in, right? I had no fear. And too often I see people just having fear about participating in a race, especially one called Spartan. Gosh, that has to be mean, right? Well, not necessarily. You know, I was still underweight and I was still weak. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go from point A to point B. And I'm going to do as many obstacles as I can. And if I can't do an obstacle, then I won't. I'll move along. And that's exactly what happened. And what I can tell you is, from the get-go, within about, 10 feet of starting the race, I landed in water, right? The Floridian Jacksonville trails were flooded. And so for the first mile solid, it was just flooded trails. I don't recall laughing. I couldn't remember the last time I laughed so hard. When's the last time you belly laughed while exercising? When is this time? Do you belly laugh doing Zumba? Do you belly laugh doing Pilates? Do you belly laugh training for a marathon? The odds are no. Now, mind you, all of those things are really good, but the belly laugh factor is the thing that keeps you going. So there I am at some point, hip high in watered, flooded trails, laughing my fool head off. And that was after 1.5 years of brutal chemo treatment. I finally had this incredible release. Now, mind you, what if you hadn't just finished chemo and you were just some regular person? You probably would have felt a little better than I did. And the laughs would have been even realer. So first mile, running through the flooded trails, and then some walls to get over. First one wall was medium height. I could do that one myself. It was a little jump and a hoist, and over I went. And then the second wall was a little too high for all of my efforts, and boy, did I try. And then I got a hike. I got to step on some dude's back and climb over. And besides hurdling the wall, stepping on a human is really fun, especially when that human says, okay, go ahead and step on me. It was a really good time. Hold on. Oh, well, this is interesting. I'm getting a comment from Andrew. One marathon where a friend threatened to punch you in the quad if you didn't slow down. I might be that friend if I was running with someone too fast. But yeah, I mean, the obstacles were very doable. And if I couldn't do those, I just stepped on a friend. And even if you show up at a Spartan race alone or Savage, whatever obstacle course, there's someone there that's going to invite you to step on their back or jump on their shoulder. So that was a really good time. And then we came into more strategic obstacles, and there were some more walls to climb. There was an inverted wall that came at me going at that angle. And I tell you what, I got over it. It was challenging, but my weak little chemo butt got over it. And then there was all of these other people getting over the wall too. And that's where I think people just miss the bus, is they don't realize that they're one of those people that can climb the wall. And I'm not sure what scenario you're in, but I have full faith that you can do at least 50% of the obstacles on these courses. And this past weekend when I was in Jacksonville, there were quite a few people that I saw, and I was only there for about 2 hours, maybe about 5 people in wheelchairs doing the course. One woman, she told me specifically she had a spinal column injury from the chest down. So she had a team of Spartans helping her through the course. But man, she was tough. She was in her little sports bra and flexing her muscles post-race, wearing her medal. And she did the course, and she was paralyzed from the chest down. So she walked away with the same medal that I did. Now, if Ms. Paralyzed from the chest down can go do a Spartan race, maybe you can. If little Miss Chemo can do the Spartan race, maybe you can. So some of the other great obstacles, there's one where you pull on a rope and you pull a sack off the ground, a sack of sandbag, I guess it's a sandbag off the ground. It was very, very heavy. Last May, I could not do that task. I tried really, really hard, but I failed. This year, I was able to get it up about 60% of the way. We did crawling through the mud. I have some photos here I wanted to show you. So this is something most everyone can probably do. I like to hang my hat on my mud crawling skills. If you ever need someone to crawl through the mud with you, reach out to Fitz. It's one of my specialties, apparently. This is the cargo wall. You climb over it. How fun. So when I was a teenager, actually when I was a little kid, before I became a teenager in Fort Lauderdale, I feel like I climbed fences every day of the week. Does anyone else climb fences all the time when you were a kid? It just was always. Sometimes they get this great, the chain link fences. My kids, I have 2 teenagers. I think I've only seen one of them climb a fence once. My daughter at a soccer game, she climbed over the fence. She ripped her shorts, which turned instantly into a skirt. And then I just was told that my son climbed over a fence to get into our neighborhood pool. And I was being told that as a warning, like, tell your son he shouldn't climb the fence. All I heard was my kid climbed a fence. I thought, oh, cool. He climbed a wall. And so you get to do that stuff at an obstacle course race. One of my other favorite obstacles, which I wasn't very good at this time, was the rings. And so I only got through a couple of rings, but look, don't I look so happy? And look at all that mud. That goes back to my original statement where my mom classified me as her dirty Irish kid. Maybe you are some sort of, or were some sort of dirty Irish kid or dirty Jewish kid or dirty Norwegian kid. I don't know, but obstacle races are definitely for grown-ups. And, you know, it's just about moving forward, right? So if you can walk through a mall for an hour, you can do a 5K. That's always been my policy. If you can go through a mall for an hour, you can do a 5K. So the point A to the point B on the shorter distances aren't really too bad for most folks. If you're of normal, able-bodied, even if you got a tweaked knee type thing, you can probably do a 5K. And then they throw in the obstacles. And if you can't do an obstacles or you choose not to do an obstacle, you just go past the obstacles. They have penalty sections, which you got to do burpees. You don't have to do burpees. So even the obstacles, when one of the penalties was going hiking through another muddy forest, which I was more than happy to do because I love the mud. But then I failed at a few obstacles and the penalty was 10 burpees or whatever. And so a couple of times I chose to do the burpees, and a couple of times I just chose to say, no burpees for me. But it was such a good time. And I think we had over 2,000 athletes out on the course. It was a stretch of about 10 hours where we were spread out. But the thing that struck me most was how regular my fellow athletes were. And so if you're sitting at a desk today and I don't know what you do for a living, whether you drive a bus or you build missiles or you do math or law for a living, man, you deserve some fun. You deserve to get out of their chair, away from your desk, and go do something for grownups, right? And they also have kid races with these obstacle course events, but it was very, very special. And again, I haven't laughed so hard. So I wanted to show you some of the things you get. So obviously you get the shirt. No matter what race you do, you get your Spartan. This one is from my last year's event. But then you get the medal just for finishing. You don't have to win. You don't have to be the fastest. You could totally be the slowest person of the entire day, the entire weekend, and you still walk away with a super cool medal. So this is my Spartan medal from last year. Let's see the 2021 medal is even bigger, right? So this is 1 year to the next. They're always changing. And then Mud Girl is a super fun obstacle course race series for women. Travel the country. I'm actually going to be doing some announcing for Mud Girl, but the medals are great. I'm doing Savage in Dade City, Florida next week. That's March 13th, and I cannot wait. But yeah, you get the shirt, you get the medal. With Spartan, they make everybody wear, it's kind of a dorky headband, but this is, instead of wearing a race bib, you get a headband with your number on it. So as you run, the photographer takes your picture, boom. You can find your photos post-race by using your headband number. But I felt like Johnny from Cobra Kai. Is anyone watching Cobra Kai? I started in on it and I thought, this is horrible. But then I kind of got addicted to it. And I've watched all, I think, 3 seasons of Cobra Kai now. So you can be Johnny or Danny from, I guess Danny's not Cobra Kai. But anyways, you get a headband, and then they have all sorts of great sponsors. And I don't work with these sponsors right now. However, Honey Stinger, they give you little snacks. And this was my big find from this weekend. And their sponsor's going to be super happy. But it's Liquid Death beer. No, it's not beer. Look closer. It's mountain water. It is water that looks like beer. And it said it's Liquid Death, murder your thirst. And it's got the little skull on it. And this is kind of the stuff that you're not likely to get at the local 5K for Alzheimer's, right? You got to go all the way to a Spartan or a Savage, some sort of tough guy, tough girl event to get Liquid Death in a can. But they do everything a little more fun. Nothing's basic. Andrew says he loves stingers. Yeah, they're good. That's I do the announcement for these guys at many races, and they're catchphrases. Honey Stinger, be stung with Honey Stinger chews, energy chews right there. You got to have some of these, but they're actually quite good. They have little waffles. They're high protein snacks that are prepackaged and great for endurance athletes on the go. So yeah, I like them too. I don't like saying Honey Stinger, be stung, but that's okay. That's okay. They're a great product. Look, and Andrew will drink the Liquid Death just for the name. I mean, isn't this so much cooler to go roaming around town with a Liquid Death can of water? Everyone will think you're drinking beer. Maybe the cops will pull you over. Maybe your kids will get harassed by an adult for drinking this stuff. But I think it's very funny. And the insides are just water. It's just water. But the moral of the story is obstacle course races are less of a race, more of a good time. And I really want people to go have fun. That's kind of the deal with me is with my brand Fitzness. I want you to eat wisely. There's no secret to eating wisely. Of course, weight management requires you to manage your intake, but You eat more good food than bad. You move your body often. You get some sleep. You remove the cranky people. That's what it requires. That's what it takes to be healthy and fit. However, that's not good enough. How about pursuing a life of athletic adventure? Adventure doesn't need to stop because you're no longer in high school. In fact, I look at kids and I think how lame. They have no money, they have no vehicle. What are they going to do for adventure? They're just going to do the stuff that their school provides, or maybe parents can take them out on a little adventure. But once you hit that adult stage and you get yourself a job, you can start saving up to do the things you want to do. So instead of going on a cruise just to eat your money's worth, go on the cruise planning on getting involved with every activity you can. You go ziplining out on the mountain, and you surf at the beach, and you swim in the pool, and you do the limbo contest, and you dance the night away. That's how you make a cruise full of athletic adventure. And then when you go plan any sort of other vacation, instead of planning to go relax and drink alcohol, plan to go play hard. And then you can have a cocktail along with that if that's what you prefer. But as an adult, man, we spend too much time sitting. And for some reason, some adults have decided that sitting is our version of good time. And, it's fine to see a movie every now and then, but I don't believe that's the way to live fully. And so pick something. Pick something that sounds good to you. Hiking the Appalachian Trail, even if you do just a little tiny snippet of it. Go cross-country skiing or go swimming in the ocean. I live in Florida. We're surrounded by the ocean. Our state is filled with opportunities for athletic adventure, and not only the ocean that surrounds us, except for just this little sliver, but our state is interrupted by rivers and streams and springs, and the amount of opportunity for athletic adventure on the water is insane. And then we have these incredible forests. And then we have some man-made structures. Gainesville, Florida, we have the University of Florida Stadium. It is a wonderful place to sit your butt in a seat and watch a football game. In fact, I actually prefer standing on the seats, cheering for the team instead of sitting down like a lame-o. However, when there's no football game, that stadium becomes a great place for athletic adventure. You can go in there and climb up the bleachers. You can get a great butt workout by climbing between number 60 and number 90. And so many people, they bring their gymnastics rings or their TRX tools, and they hook it up to various places within the stadium to get a more well-rounded workout. So this is where I'm going, is that I truly believe you should be stepping outside the box, getting outside the gym, and not just doing the Nautilus style equipment and not just doing that one class. Go get sweaty, go get dirty. And definitely an obstacle course race is an opportunity for every single body type, whoever you are. Like I said, there's that woman paralyzed from the chest down. She did Spartan Jacksonville. And in fact, she did it both days. She did the longer workout, the 10K and the 5K. So slackers, she can do it. And she'll tell you she can do it. And there's so many people doing using adaptive exercise tools to get them through these courses. But if they can do it, you can do it. You do not need to be in tip-top shape. There were plenty of people that were way overweight, and there were plenty of people who looked like maybe they hadn't exercised at all. And every last one of those people had the most incredible smile on their face. It was just mesmerizing. And then for me, like I said, when I did Spartan in May of 2020 or June, I had just come off chemo, and there was just some things I couldn't do. And I was very accepting of that. I thought, okay, well, I cannot pick up this 50-pound ball and walk it around the flag. You have to walk 10 feet and back. And I didn't have the strength to do that. This time I had the strength to do that. And one of the obstacle course, actually there was quite a few, but one of them was a tire flip. And the women were asked to flip the 200-pound tire, and the men had a 400-pound tire. 400-pound tire. That's a really big tire. But even the 200-pound tire was challenging for me. I'm about 118 pounds. So I was trying to lift it. And I thought, I just can't do it. I guess I'm not there yet. And then this like a CrossFit club, they came, there was about 20 of them. And these women who I did not know, they swarmed me, and they're like, you can do it. You can do it. Use your legs. Get it up on your thighs. And I was at the point where I thought, nah, just going to pass on this one. And they started cheering for me, and it was awesome. And so magically I was able to lift up the tire, get it onto my knees, and hoist it over. And I did it 2 times. And that's one of the other really cool things about these obstacle races is everybody out on the course becomes your teammate. And like I said before, there's always someone willing to get down on their knees to let you climb on their back to get over a wall or any other sort of barrier. There's always someone there to help. And then there's someone there to cheer for you when you feel like you can't. And you know what? If you give it all you got and you can't do the obstacle, there's no shaming. Nobody thinks twice because all of us are challenged. Ah, Rudy's here. Look at that. Rudy's using bad language. Look at that, Rudy. You said ass. But yeah, it was such a fun time and such an opportunity for all of us athletes on the course. And again, you go out there, we're calling you an athlete. It's a great opportunity to just feel proud about yourself. You know, I did that, you know, even trudging through those flooded trails. Again, I laughed so hard, but then I felt really proud of myself. And what was I doing? I was just kind of walking, trotting, running through the trails. But I got to the end and I just thought, yay, me, I did that. And I think even our most fit, most strong athletes got to the end of that trail and thought, woo, look at me. It's just a fun time. And so I made a little video post race, and I hope you guys will go over to Fitzness on Facebook and watch it. But, you know, I truly think that, look, I had my brain just went, it disappeared. It was fun. Mud, it's fun. It was something everybody can do. Oh, this is where I'm going. I'm sorry. I do have the chemo brain, so I forget where I'm going a little bit. But yeah, if people are saying racing isn't healthy, racing isn't safe. Yeah, that's really, really dumb. I mean, it just couldn't be dumber. The reason the flu goes around during the wintertime is because people are indoors passing things to each other. Going outside in the woods is the opposite of that. And in fact, fresh air does a heck of a lot for not only your health, but your attitude, your disposition. Being outside, they call it the great outdoors for a reason, is really beneficial to your body and your mind. And yeah, I mean, there was nothing unsafe about this experience. In fact, as an actual fitness expert, so there's some people in the media that are talking, they're sick experts, right? They talk about sickness. I'm the one who helps people increase their health. And the way you do that is by watching what you put in your mouth. You get those immune system boosting foods, berries, produce of all different colors. Those are the things that make you healthy. Those are the things that makes your immune system powerful. In fact, think of what would you have? What would you take or do if you wanted to avoid being sick? Vitamin C, right? So nutrition is the thing we lean on. We've been raised our whole life. There's not been one person in national media saying, hey, folks, go get yourself some oranges and some tangerines and grapefruit and your strawberries and blueberries too. This is all really good for immune system. So you got to rely on nutrition if you're worried about your health. And then you have to worry about making your body strong and doing things that are vigorous. And things that get you fresh air and things that make you laugh are certainly those things that are going to bring you closer to the finish line of health and closer to that point of resiliency that you don't have to worry about this virus or that germ coming at you. So, yeah, I really, really, really had a super fun time. Oh, Rudy, sorry. I've noticed huge levels of support in the trail running and obstacle race communities. Yeah, and that's really why I got on here today, is I just thought, we got to get people out there participating. So this is your assignment right now. And I want you to first be fearless. You know, I know that's a big ask, and I am not without fear, but sometimes fear is one of my greatest motivators. I think, oh, I'm afraid, I should go do that. And so I want you to go just surf a website. I want you to go look at Spartan. I think it's just Spartan.com. But either way, Google Spartan race, Savage race, Tough Mudder, and that's Mudder, Mud Girl. And I think there's like Muddy Princess is another option. But go look at those races and pick one that's near you. Pick one that you're willing to drive to. If one comes within maybe 5-6 hour drive of your home, it's local and it's worth it. And it's that much of an adventure. And what you may see is a little bit higher registration fees for obstacle course races than you do see for regular races. But this is why. They're virtually a traveling circus. All of these massive obstacle courses that they set out on the trail, on the course for you, has to be carried from town to town. They have to rent out a massive facility to be able to hold their event. And so this past race I did was Jacksonville motocross venue. So I'm sure that cost a fortune. And then they have these 18 wheelers carrying around these big walls and these cargo walls and I'm barbed wire and stuff you don't want to hear about. But no, it's all in good fun. These, all the big stones that you need to lift, they all have to be stashed somewhere and carted from place to place. And they do have very big workforces, operations crews out there building the obstacles for us in advance. So when my Spartan race, I met with my friend Garfield Griffiths, who's one of the ops crew for Spartan, and he told me they had been there for 10 days building it. So instead of the $39 you'll see for a local 5K, you may see rates over $100. But let me assure you that it is absolutely worth it. And this not only is the equipment top quality in order to actually keep people safe, but their operations crew has killed themselves doing the work to make it nice for us. Even when nice is just a muddy mess sometimes. Andrew says, we want to participate. We need organizers to start having them. And they are. So again, Spartan's up and running. I know this because I've been there. And Spartan was one of the last people to keep going into 2020. And I think they basically got bullied and harassed into giving up on 2021 or 2020. That's right. This is 21. But they're back at it. There's Garfield. Hey, I was just talking about you. And sorry, people can see. Now they can see your message. Garfield, I was telling everybody what a fun time I had and how everybody should take part. And yeah, there were all these people in wheelchairs out there doing your course and people with all sorts of abilities and all body types and all fitness levels. And it was just a damn good time. And I apologized once for it, Garfield, but I know I took most of the mud off of the course and brought it home with me. So sorry, not sorry. But yeah, so the assignment is you go to Spartan, you check out Savage, you check out Tough Mudder, Mud Girl, and those are the only ones I know going right now. But yeah, Spartan was chased out of doing the right thing in 2020, I think just because society got mean, but we're back in action. And it matters. And what you all need to do is support these race organizations. You need to support that by showing up, registering, and then they will take great photos of you. So again, I have got some dandy pictures. Look at all that mud. I actually just had to throw away this tank top. And the rule of thumb is you don't wear anything to an obstacle course race that you want to keep, or at least keep in that same position. Look at that. Filthy. And I think being filthy is proof of fun time. So yeah, I definitely had the most fun. Oh, so Rudy says, wheelchair athletes at Spartan. Yes. In fact, there were quite a few obstacles where they were hoisting men in wheelchairs. There was a group of maybe 10 other guys, and they put them over a wall. And I'm not talking about a wall this height. I'm talking about a wall that was 10 feet up in the air. And they were helping these gentlemen stand up, which, think about it this way. You're in a chair, you're in a chair, you're stuck because you would probably rather be walking around, but you have some sort of injury or birth defect that has prevented you from doing it. And now you're part of an event and in an atmosphere where there's a whole crew of individuals that are committed to you and getting you standing up and allowing you to pursue athletic adventure. It's a top quality environment. And if you feel like maybe it's not for me, wrong. You're wrong. Maybe you don't like fun. Maybe you don't like nice people. Maybe you don't like adventure and accomplishing great things. Maybe you don't like bling. I don't think anybody who follows me is one of those people. I think all the people, Trudy's like, yay. That's right. I'm calling you out. You participation is key. And again, the nicest people on the planet. And look at that. Mud girl. So I will be back in some sort of pink tutu this year. There's a few dates on my calendar for Mud Girl already. I'm going to announce those soon, but this isn't really about that. This is about you just going to join any obstacle course race near you. And again, where else could you get such an awesome freebie? Yeah, this is what they passed out. Liquid Death. Of course, it looks like beer. It's not beer. It's mountain water. You can murder your thirst. How awesome is that? I've never heard of this before. This was one of the handouts at Spartan. They also had some sort of super coffee. It was cold and it was pretty good. I liked the super coffee. And they also had Miller Lite, but I had to drive home, so I couldn't drink. But Liquid Death was probably worth the admission fee. And I do not work with this company. And I think they should all have kudos, and everyone should go on Amazon and buy Liquid Death just because they're funny. And then when you buy them, give them to a child to walk around drinking, and because that's the prank time, right? Look at everybody else freaked out because their kids are drinking something that looks like beer, but it's not. Any questions? Any questions on obstacle course races? I've got another fun photo to show you guys. Again, I'm doing Savage next week. Oh, look at all this mud. This is my, and those sneakers, those running shoes, trashed. However, I'm going to run them in the hose in just a little bit to get all the mud out so I can rewear them. They do sell specific obstacle course racing shoes. I don't have them yet, but look at those shoes. My socks, those black things, that is actually a sock. And those beige things are my feet. Look, I look like ogre feet. But it's fun. Any questions? Who's committed to going to do an obstacle course race now? Use the comment section. Oh, thank you, Rudy. These braids are lasting. I'm going to keep them in as long as they will stay. And we had another fun comment over here. All right, so this is a bad example, but Robin says she broke her elbow, or his, I think it's a her. Robin broke her elbow 8 obstacles in on a Tough Mudder and was laughing so hard that she couldn't feel the pain and finished all the remaining obstacles because she was laughing too. That's a really good tale to tell. You know what? Sometimes stuff happens, but sometimes people break their arm doing really stupid things. I used to be a kickboxer. And of course, when you're fighting, you kind of have a little fear of your nose getting broken. But I had that fear in the back of my head. And then my mother broke her nose just wrestling with my dog, like playing with the dog. And I thought, well, if she could break her nose doing something as mundane as playing with the dog and a toy, then I am not going to limit my adventure because of a broken nose. But I don't ever see anybody in obstacle course racing break a nose. So that's a bad example too. Andrew, what was the most challenging obstacle you did that you thought you couldn't when you walked up to it? You know what? The strength-oriented obstacles. Again, I've put back 8 pounds of muscle since I finished chemo, but I still feel a little weaker than I used to because I am. But there's this big stone. It's a concrete. Yeah, it's a concrete ball. I think it's 30 pounds or 50 pounds. Garfield, if you're still there and you can pipe up, but it's at least 30 pounds. And last time I was there, I just couldn't even lift it up. I couldn't get any air between the ground and the ball. And I was able to lift that up and go. The other thing was the tire flip. It was 200-pound tire. And I thought I couldn't do that. But when those girls came and started cheering for me, I got superpowers. And it's funny because I'm normally the one cheering for everybody else, but it was really heartwarming that these strangers came over and cheered, and I was able to flip the tire. The thing that I could not do, I haven't built back up yet, are the rope climbs. I'm just not there. I used to be able to get up with brute strength without even using the skills, because there's certainly technique to a rope climb, and I'm going to have to figure that out. But I wasn't able to get very far with the ropes or monkey bars, the ring. So I will keep working on that. And, hopefully next year I'll be able to conquer that. That will feel really good if I do. Sam, I love that, Sam. Hopefully, maybe Dade City next weekend on Saturday. I'm doing the 5 to 7 mile Savage race, and I would love to see you there. That would be really fun. Anyone else? Anyone else have obstacle course race memories to share? Oh, and to clarify, with this event, Mud Girl, which will be traveling the United States and Canada this year, their obstacle course are far less intense. They have a lot of bounce houses, a lot of bouncy slides. There are some challenging obstacle course that might require a little bit of team support from the other women on the course. And yes, it's all women, but oh my God, it's so much fun. And they're all pink. Everything's pink and maybe a little black. We call our athletes the Pink Army, and a lot of fun. In fact, I'll be announcing some of those races with my daughter, Ginger, which is possibly the coolest thing in the history of cool things. That's it. But I really want you all to do it. Please check out Spartan, Savage, Tough Mudder. That's Mudder, and Mud Girl, and register for an obstacle course race near you. You can do this. And if you can't do something, you just pass it by and keep going. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to write you up or tell their friends about you. No one will have any clue that who you were and you passed the obstacle course. But it really, for me, it's about the athletic adventure and pure joy and pure fun and exhilaration of playing, being a grown-up and going out to play. And, I'll go back to where I started with this is my mom always called me her dirty Irish kid. When I was little, I was always coming home with filthy everything, filthy hands and filthy knees, and my clothes were stained because I was always playing in the dirt. And she had to fight to get me in the bathtub. And then, of course, she had to fight to get me out of the bathtub because the bathtub's pretty cool too. But yeah, it's a nice opportunity to go maybe relive your childhood again, get some playtime, and any age. It's just something I emphatically want you to pursue. So on that note, thank you everybody for listening. And I cannot wait to hear all of your muddy tales. Please, if you haven't done so already, follow me. I'm at Fitzness on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Follow me. And then also what? Also say hello. I don't just want to be followed. I'd rather interact with people. And then, of course, on LinkedIn, I am Fitz Kohler because that's my name. But yeah, I would love to hear your good news, hear about your exploits. And once you register, let me know. So I'll look forward to hearing about your adventures on that specific day. So thanks for tuning in. I love you guys, and get to work. Bye, team. Bye.